Hi Raymie, I'm Gareth. I work with Nigel and Chris at Redcar. I'm just going to show you some of the features of the new GSX-R 1000. I know the one I'm showing you is a normal one and you've got the R, so there will be some differences between the two, but you'll easily figure those out. It's mainly to do with the quick shifter and the launch control, neither of which will really be very difficult to sort out. So, the basic bike to start with. It's physically about the same size as your 600 K8, so you won't have any difficulty fitting on it, it will be fine. Biggest differences are, not everything really, but the indicators are no longer in the mirrors, and I know you also have a Yoshi exhaust on it and the tail tidy, but it's just a bit of a different design. Setup wise, you can no longer move the footrests, they're fixed, but again that's not the issue, there's plenty of room on it. You'll have no trouble fitting the door. Okay. So where to begin? Obviously, being a brand new bike, you've got to run it in. So you've got to take it easy for the first 600 miles and stick to 7,000 RPM or thereabouts. Okay, and about half throttle. Just be gentle with it while it's running in, and then take it to the guys at Buller. When you get to 600, you can't do it before. It has to do at least 600 miles. They'll do the first service, change the oil filter, and they will reset the service light, because you can't do that before 600 miles. There's no point taking it for the service before 600. Okay. So what I'll do now, I'll show you some of the features on it, just so it's a bit more obvious for you. Right, starting at the back, the pony seat which comes off like on your 600, except for the keys now mounted here. Okay. There's no room under there for anything, but you can, well, I don't know what you're getting there, but very little. Well, you can of course swap that for a seat cowl if you wish. Okay, make sure you don't leave the key under there when you put the seat back on. It's not as uncommon as you think. Okay, filler cap. Always get in the habit with your thumb pressing down while you open it and while you're closing it. Okay. Keep back in your engine oil, it won't use any, but the side glass is down, just wave what's on your 600, and in the same way when the bike's been standing for a while, grab hold of it, put it upright, so you feel it on the balance point, and check the level. Okay, and then ease it back down, make sure the side stands still where you left it. Okay, you should check your tyre pressures. I'm not really telling you. Check your tyre pressures regularly, check the tyres for anything stuck in them, nails and that sort of thing. Hopefully you won't find any. Chain tension, it will be the correct tension obviously when it's new, and it should stay in tension all the way to the first service, if not far beyond. All you've got to do is keep it lubed, just lube it like you would normally. If you're worried about the chain getting a bit loose, take it to Bull and let them have a look, but I doubt there's to be a problem with it. Okay. Tyre pressure information, handbook, which I suggest you read, because there's quite a bit in it. It's also on this sticker on the chain guard. Okay. Right, let me bring the camera over here and we'll show you something a bit more in depth. Right. Like I say, this isn't the R, but to all intents and purposes, it will show you everything you need to know. So, switch gear, this side, this is quite different to yours. You've got the horn button as per yours, indicator button, same sort of thing. Light switch is now here, completely. So low beam all the time, same as your 600. High beam, push that forward. High beam flash, flick it towards you. This button here, this scrolls through your displays, or if you use that mode button, alters your traction control, but I'll show you that in a second. On this side, you've got your kill switch, which is also now the start button. Now, like us, I'm sure you'll get confused and occasionally push that button, try and start it, and that just puts the hazard flashes on. So literally to start it, I'll show you the start in a minute, you just press that and it will start. Okay? Right, so you switch the ignition on, and it goes through its pre-start checks. you get the GSXR logo, it briefly shows the service thing, and then you get the full display up. Now the display is quite different to your 600. Your speedo's that big 0 there, look. Gear position's there. This one tells you, that little lightning symbol tells you that the shift light's activated. You'll need to set that to suit yourself, but I'll show you how to do it in a minute. This round here is your rev counter. I know yours will be in dark blue with a light relief rather than light with a dark blue relief, but it's just inverted display. That number 5, that's your traction control setting, and that's your power mode. Like your 600's got a power mode, you've got 2 settings. This has got A, B and C, it's got 3 modes. The luxuries now compared with your R1, you've got a fuel gauge across the bottom with 6 segments to it. This is showing 5 full. You've got external temperature display showing 21 degrees at the moment. That's coolant temperature. That's your air temperature, also so that's 21 degrees as well, not surprising really. And a clock down the bottom. Okay, this here, that's your odometer. Yours will be on roughly 0, obviously. That little petrol pump with this arrow gives you the range that you've got. That's which trip you're on. You've got trip A and trip B, on trip A at the moment. And that one gives you average fuel consumption. Again, very useful. Okay, at the side you'll notice the master warning light's on. That's because there's no oil pressure at the minute, because it's not running. The TC light's on, which means it's, because it's not ran yet, it's in like check mode, and the same with the ABS. Though that light and that light will go off once you get moving. It's in neutral lights on there. Again, other idiot lights, if you left on the indicator there, right one there, high beam is there. Okay, pretty straightforward. Now notice the lights are, if you look on that over there, they're very bright because they're LEDs and they're instant when you flick it between the two. You'll also notice that the front indicators there are on dim. Both the front indicators are on dimly all the time until I flick the indicator. That's like running lights. Okay. Yours also has some running lights mounted here, just in top of the air intake vents on the R, that this one's not got. Okay. Right, back to the display. So to start it, unlike your old model, you don't have to pull the clutch in to start it, as long as it's in neutral. Okay, so all you do is press that briefly. You don't have to hold it down, just press it. Stop it when you're talking. So very easy to get going. Now going to some of the better display features. So if you want to change the traction control, when it first comes to you, it'll be set in 10. So to change the traction control, this mode button here, you press that, and when I press it, it highlights the traction control, you get like a dark blue square around it. And now this grey control here, if I press it backwards or towards me while I'm riding the bike, the number gets bigger for the traction control, all the way to 10. Now that's very intrusive. It will interfere no matter how gently you ride it. Okay, but when you get the bike, that's out of first B, and with its slimy new tyre that it'll have, that's probably not a bad thing. Once you rode the bike for a few miles, you can change it. I would change it to 5. And to change it, you see that you have that mode button selected. And you select the mode that you want, and then once you're happy, you press that mode button briefly again, like that, look, and it goes away. So it's now set, and that pressing this grey button won't alter it. You can do it on the move in gear as long as the throttle is closed, but ideally you stop at the side of the road and put it in neutral and do it so it can give you full attention. The A is the power mode. By default it's full power. To change that, you press the mode briefly once to get the traction control into play, then you hold it down again and hold it until it flips over to the power mode, and then you can use the grey control, press it backwards towards you, goes to B, press it again, goes to C, back forwards, goes back to B, back to A. Now unlike yours, even if you switch the ignition off, it will remember. but it's be fine in A as long as you've got the traction control settling. Okay, to get out of that mode, you press the mode button, this button again briefly, and that'll get you back to the traction control, and press it briefly again, and it gets out of it altogether. Okay, right, now the display settings. Obviously yours will all be on zeros because it'd be new. So to get into change the displays, because it'd be on KPH as well to start with. So the first thing you do is you hold the grey button forwards, you hold it down until the display gives you some options. Now it says display, as you can see, and then you can, if you press the grey control backwards towards you, it says date and time, it says tacho set, RPM set, quick shifter set, unit, service, and then back to display. So you can scroll all the way around, and if you press the button forwards, it goes the opposite way, as long as you do it briefly. Okay, so we'll start with unit, which is, okay, so to get into that, you hold the button down backwards. So this button here, hold it towards you. Okay, and now it's giving you some options. This one, it says a tick, and it says MPH, MPG, Imperial, and degree C. But you can go up to, that's how, this top one is how it will be set when it comes to you, which is kmh, kilometers per litre, and degree C. Okay, so to change it, let me just put it on this one to start with, show where it will be set. Okay, that's how it'll be tick. It'll be next to that KPH. You can see now it says KPH there. That's how it'll come to you. So to change it, you hold, you select the one you want, MPH, okay, and then hold the button down towards you, this side, hold it down until the tick moves. Okay, and that's set. And then to get out of it, back up to the main display, you press the button forwards and hold it until it goes out of that display. There you go, look, that's a unit. Now you've got service, nothing you can do with that, that's for board to sort out. Then you've got display. Now display gives you two options. If you hold the button down towards you, it'll give the options, and are either road, which I suggest you leave it in, or you can change it to a lap timer. Again, read the handbook about that, but I'll leave it in road. So again, to get out of that, press the button forwards till you get back out. There you go. Date and time is important, that's set. So we'll set that now. It's already set on this one, but I'll go through it again with you. To set it, it's important that it's set correctly. So you hold the button towards you until you get into the display. Okay, now this is already set on the 30th. If you want to change it, hold the button down until it offers you some options, like those little arrows that just appeared. So now I can go to 31st, 30th. Okay, it is actually the 31st today. So we will put that right. Okay. And the clock, once put it right, it's 12 hours out. So it's the 31st. So once we're happy with that, we'll hold the button down. 31st, hold it down again until it stops flashing. Then we press it briefly, it goes to May, that's correct. Yours will be on something different, so you need to change that. And again, the year probably be on 2016 on yours, so you need to change that. To change, you know, it's exactly the same thing. So if I wanted to change that year, I hold the button down. Now it gives me the options of 18, 19, whatever. Okay. If you take the battery off the bike, you'll have to do this again. Once you're happy, hold the button down until it stops flashing. There you go. Button briefly to the time, 9. Okay. That's on PM, so I'm out there. So I'm going to change that to AM. So to do that, I hold the button down, and then I can go 10, 11, 12. Now I'm on AM. 9. Once I'm happy, hold the button down towards me. The minutes I know are right, so the minutes, okay. And it's offering me day, month and year, which is the options are, with that you can have year, month and day, month, day and year, or day, month and year, which is what we want. Okay. Once you're happy with that, hold it down again. And that's set. And to get out of that, just hold the button forward till you get back out. Okay. Now tacho set. Go into that. See, it's got 4 options. Normal, normal 2, peak hold 2. Now this one is on peak hold 1. And on peak hold, when the tacho goes up, as you see it does that, it leaves a little telltale marker which briefly stays at its highest point. Can you see that moving? It's a bit hard. Okay. But your options are, if you want to change that, hold the button towards you. Then you've got normal, which is without the peak hold feature. Normal 2, which has the actual numbers appearing and disappearing with it. Or peak hold, which is what we've got now. Or you can have peak hold 2, which also has the numbers disappearing. But I'll leave it where it is. Okay. Yours will be on normal when you get it. Okay. It's a bit hard to see with the camera, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. Right, so once we're happy with that, hold the grey button forwards until we get out that setting. RPM set, that's your shift light. Now, I'd leave that alone if I was you. You can set it, the main shift light's the one in the middle, and then you've got these other ones outside where that you can set what RPM that comes on at, and then these and these come on a predetermined RPM before that. The handbook will show you all about that. Now, next one is QS set, which is quick shifter. Now, if we go into this on this bike, this hasn't got a quick shifter, so it won't work. So, but I'll show you anyway. Press the button down. Okay, and it says mode off. Now, which means the quick shifter is turned off. You can turn it off on yours if you wish. In fact, while you're getting used to the bike, you might want to have it off. When to go to change it, you hold the button towards you, and then it will give you the option of changing it. It won't work on this one because it hasn't got a quick shifter, but on yours you've got, I think you've got 2 different settings for how quickly it works. And then once you're happy, you hold the button down again to set it. Okay, and then hold the button forward to get out of it again. Again, the handbook will show you that. So exit that and then hold the button forward again, and we exit back to the main display. Now the main display again is using this grey control. You on trip A, if you want trip B, you press the button towards you and you get trip B. Press it again, you get a bit more like a battery voltage reading and the brightness display for the dash. I've got a dash on very dim in a minute so that the camera can actually pick up the differences. But you can make it brighter by just go around again. Briefly press it forward and it makes it brighter. See, but that's too bright for the camera to see now, so then it will start dim. I'll leave it on dim for now so we can see what we're doing. Okay, and then the other thing you can do when you've got either the trips on, like trip A, that's showing up how many miles you did on that trip, and that's showing the MPG for that trip, that's showing the range, and that's showing the total mileage. Okay, if I press the button forward briefly, it now gets rid of that display and shows me like an instant MPG readout. So as you go along, that would vary. That's a bit of a distraction, really, I think, for when you're riding it. I doubt if you wanted that. But if you press the button briefly forward again, it'll bring the odometer back in your range. When you press the button backwards, you get trip B, and you've got the same options for that. Okay, press it backwards again, you get the battery voltage of the backlight display changing. Press it again, and go back to trip A. So it's quite straightforward, really. It's very much like the set and adjust buttons on your 600. Okay, and that's pretty much it from that point of view. I hope this has helped while you get used to it. You'll love the bike, it'll be fantastic. But what I would do if I was you, say stick to that RPM limit of 7,000, at least, especially while it's brand new. You can let it run a little bit higher. Once you get to say 500 miles, when you're about 100 miles short of your service, you can probably let it run to sort of 8.5, that wouldn't hurt it. Give it a little bit more to do. Then once you say it's oil change, oil and filter change at 600 miles, or say 610 miles or whatever, then you can ride it completely normally. There's no need to give it any special consideration. Okay. The next service will be due at 12 months or 4,000 miles. And I think that'll do for now. And if you need more information, you may well give us a ring. Okay, thank you, Raymie.